In this visual essay, we'll be exploring how feminists such as Beyonce and Annie Lennox are represented in the popular music industry regarding their music videos and album art.
Both Annie Lennox and Beyonce are seen as strong feminist artists, however their attitudes and approaches to this issue are significantly different. One way in which they became feminist icons was their individual attitudes to their appearances. Lennox portrays herself in an androgynous way. Her iconic look is short hair and a suit and tie. In an interview with Interview magazine, Lennox talks about why she decided to have short hair. She said, "I wanted to create something that was edgy and belonged to me. It was saying that appearance is just temporary and I wanted to be as strong as a man." Lennox treats her appearance as an indicative part of her identity, which is often true to the culture of the popular music industry. She expresses her individuality through the choices she makes visually, which is often an imperative ideal in feminism.
Beyonce appears to do the same, except she approaches this in a contrasting way. For example, when she performed at the VMAs in a bustier in front of a large sign reading feminist, this could be seen as a significant contradiction, as she is simultaneously making a feminist statement while objectifying herself. Living in an era of fourth-wave feminism, Stimpax has said, instead of simple values of equality and respect becoming popular, it's actually a strange sort of cliché, hierarchical feminist culture of one-upmanship that has become to be in vogue.
On her 2014 album cover for Nostalgia, Lennox has a strong and defiant pose as she looks directly at the audience. The viewer is addressed and acknowledged as suggested by Mackin. This suggests that she is a strong figure, and the dark colour of the cover supports this. Lennox is wearing a coat and is dressed appropriately for her age and how she represents herself and her ideas. She looks respectable and almost as though she is trying to portray a wise woman image with her subtle makeup, short hair and natural surroundings. The dark sky suggests that she has seen dark times and has experience, especially living through the era of second-wave feminism.
Beyonce's cover for her 2011 album, 4, is significantly different, with her gaze up and over the audience with apparent superiority. Beyonce does not address the audience directly, however her pose could be seen as flirtatious and her outfit is suggestive. She's portraying herself as a sexual object, with her arms behind her head and her dark makeup, as opposed to Lennox's dark background which reflects her wisdom and life experiences. Beyonce is supported with a pale green background, suggesting a youthfulness and prosperity. Whilst watching Beyonce's music video for Best Thing I've Never Had, screenshots were taken at moments where she is being suggestive towards the audience, as she flaunts around wearing lingerie, gazing and posing in her own world, and for a small time directly at the camera. She dances provocatively, with the camera mainly focused on her throughout the whole video, and is close to her to give an intimate feel towards the audience. Beyonce may be toying with supposedly male cameramen, director and audio engineers' emotions, as she holds a look, plays to and signifies male desire, as Morvey describes. In this video, Beyonce shows her body to be observed and desired rather than her having complex desires and drives of her own. This presents her as vacuous, doing nothing but dancing in her own world, as Roughton and Watson describe. Notice the colours are bright, which correspond to her album colour, showing youthfulness and prosperity.
Lennox's video for I Put a Spell on You is captured in a very different light to Beyonce's, as this video is a live performance with the focus on Lennox. She is dressed formally with a dark background corresponding to her album cover, as Beyonce also does. Lennox dances and addresses both the surrounding musicians and the character. This video shows that she wants to show the musicians that support her and share the attention with them, as they are as important as she is, with the music being the focal point of the video. Comparing these videos, Beyonce's Best Thing I've Never Had, released in 2011, and Annie Lennox's I Put a Spell on You, released in 2015, is proven that both artists have significantly differing approaches towards feminism. This may be because of the artists' backgrounds and resulting different life values that are shown through their music. Lennox was born in 1954 and grew up in the era of second-wave feminism, when the priority for feminism was political, legal and social rights. However, Beyonce was born in 1981 and grew up through third and fourth wave feminism, when the emphasis was on social justice and sexual freedom through means of online feminism. This may explain how they both have different values and actions but still call themselves feminists.
Both of these artists are significant figures in the pop and R&B genre in music industry. However, they both behave significantly different within their music videos. They both act accordingly to their audience and target demographics. They exploit and manipulate the idea of the male gaze as explored by Mulvey. Pleasure in looking has been split between active male and passive female. Although Lennox employs a more suitable visual performance than Beyonce, they both adhere to their expectations whilst manipulating them. Beyonce is conscious of the male gaze as she performs in her music videos and even on her album art, so she capitalises on that, playing to the camera. Lennox, however, behaves in a more unassuming way, with the focus mainly on the music and her vocal performance. Berger's idea that women watch themselves being looked at is relevant to both these artists. Looking at their work shows they are aware of who their audience are and act appropriately. In conclusion, both Annie Lennox and Beyonce represent feminism in different ways in the popular music industry, each in a way that is relevant to the audience that they are addressing. Both Lennox and Beyonce represent a neoliberal attitude towards feminism, where individuality and identity are the key issues explored within the artist's metatext.